Hello, Internet, and welcome back, finally, to Saturday Night's Star Power. Thanks for joining us this lovely Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever time it might be, wherever you are. We're here to play some Fate in our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Jujutsu Kaisen anime bullshit inspired game. So thanks for being here today. Before we get into the game itself, got a couple of announcements of what's going to be going on over the next couple of days, some schedule change-ups, things like that. So normally our next stream after this one would be tomorrow for Slang 10 or Slang 201, which Savannah runs, this Monster of the Week game. We're going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from that game for the next couple of weeks. So we'll give you an update when it's going to be returning, but it's probably going to be a couple of weeks till then. So enjoy your Sunday off. We may in the future do something over the next couple weeks on Sunday nights, but tomorrow we won't have anything going on. Mondays for the Forgotten, same thing. We normally play D&D 5th edition in we're playing through the dragon one. What's it called?
Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Horde of the Dragon Queen, thank you. Currently playing through Horde of Dragon Queen again. We're going to take a couple weeks off from that, but we should be there to play some more Wildermyth. Savannah, Morgan, and myself will be playing some the awesome game Wildermyth at the same time, and at least until the rest of our cast comes back. So join us for that on Monday. Otherwise, our schedule for the next week should be normal. It's just those two change-ups on Sundays and Mondays. So that's all I've got for channel announcements. So I will go ahead and turn things over to my players here to talk about who they are, what they're doing on and off this channel, and who they're playing here tonight. Starting with, I believe, Savannah.
Me. Hi, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I'm here in some capacity Thursdays through Mondays, playing in games or running them or not running them because I've got other stuff going on and taking a break. But yeah, I'm here most of those days. And then on Sunday nights, I'm also on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Masks, which we should be back from our break tomorrow. So check that out too. Today I am playing Piper Hale, the brazen professional singer-songwriter, and her anima Vega, who is a big, loud, speakered thing. And we love him. And sometimes I voice the bees.
Next up is RJ.
Hello, everybody. My name is RJ, and you can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. I go and tweet out whenever I'm live doing stuff, so come by and check it out. Today I'm playing Feng, who is a troubled fledgling hunter, and his anima, the Four Emperors, where four is a crowd. I also voice Omega, who is Penny's anima.
Speaking of Penny, I believe next up is Sid.
Yeah, and he's just the goodest boy. Hello, I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. Really just talking about the stuff on here and Wordle. Yep. That's it. I am here a couple nights a week. I do run our Urban Shadows game on Thursdays, 8 o'clock Eastern, Elegant Creatures. We've got some good society thrown in there too. Can't forget that. It's lots of fun. We there was a bomb that got possessed. Yes, that's a thing. I think a couple people are gonna go, like, I don't know, play spin the bottle with some Fae or something. It's y'all's call. It's gonna be great either way, so come check that out on Thursdays. Today I am playing Penny Isa. Penny is the tech wizard member of the Isa family, and I also sometimes just yell lyrics as Vega, which is why I have lyrics.com pulled up on my screen.
And last up is Wings.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D, and a lot of things over on the Indoor Adventures stream. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that has my streaming schedule. Today I'm going to be playing as Vivi, who is an avaricious thief for hire, and her anima is Vespa, and I occasionally voice Black Tortoise, who is one of the 4 emperors.
And narrating, running this whole thing, I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. I'm here Thursdays through Mondays, running and playing games. You can find me doing Neon Souls on Fridays and alternating games from this one, Saturday night's Mistborn, which we should be returning for next Saturday. So come join us for that. But yeah, tonight I'm gonna be doing this thing. Whatever it is we're doing. I'm going to do a recap here and hopefully remind us all what's going on. Y'all ready to get started? Alrighty. I need different music for the recap. Let's go with this right now. Previously, on Saturday night's Star Power, Moxie was in critical condition following an attack at Piper's apartment building, deep in a medically unexplainable coma. Piper brought Detective Bach into the fold, Detective Johann Bach, and using his police resources to seek out this shape-shifting phantom attacker. Detective Bach was dubious of your claimed powers until he provided the good detective with a pair of phantom-revealing specs, which sent the detective into a panic and triggered another vision from Vivi. Your investigation proved fruitful when you tied the phantom sightings to the disappearance of a Vegas PD officer, Clark. Feng approached the condo of the officer as a courier, hoping to scout the location using one of Vivi's bees and Vivi's assistants, which did in fact locate the officer, long deceased, in his bedroom. As Feng attempted to leave, the Phantom appeared disguised as Officer Clark, and Feng was unable to avoid the Phantom's detection and was attacked. Though Feng was subjected to powerful illusions which shook his trust in his own anima and abilities, Vivi was able to steal the Phantom's blade, and together they drove this entity off. However, with a cryptic parting remark, the building began to shake. And from outside, Piper and Penny witnessed something truly horrifying. A rift opening in the sky above the complex and hordes of phantoms pouring outward. And that's where we're picking up here today. So, as things currently stand, Feng, you're a little spooked right now. Vivi is in the vents as bees, carrying a sword. And Penny and Piper are on Piper's motorcycle, tearing towards the apartment complex. And yeah, you see this sort of green, like, light distortion in the sky, almost like a crack forming above, and it shatters into this abyss, this black void beyond, and these creatures, silhouetted and unrecognizable from this distance, but scores of which begin to descend, kind of falling straight on, some landing on top of the building, some kind of grasping onto the side of it, glass shattering as they scrape down the edges, some falling straight into the parking lot below. It is a lot of them, and I think Feng and Vivi, you both feel this kind of tremor from outside. Feng, you might even be able to see through some, like, the windows at the end of the hall as one of these creatures goes streaking by, their claws scraping against the glass.
Fuck, shit. Phone out, calling Penny, Piper, and BV.
Where was Vivi going? By the way,
I think
we can say
mostly she's just trying to get out of the building.
Okay, so top floor, bottom floor.
I guess Whatever is the quickest way out. Like if there's a exterior vent or a vent going to the exterior on the top floor, she'll just go out that way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. So I think that's suitably dramatic. So yeah, Vivi going up to the top floor, and like the bees swarming out of a vent just as Feng is making this call. And yeah, Vivi, you can see everything that's happening out here right now and watching as these entities, again, different shapes and sizes. I'm not going to sit here and describe all of them, but just horrible abominations akin to all of the ones that you've seen, different numbers of eyes, bulbous bodies, just distorted humanoid looking shapes that are now cascading down from the sky. And at that point, everybody gets a phone call from Feng.
Penny's like holding on for dear life around Piper's waist and it's like trying to pull her phone out.
Piper's got Bluetooth in her helmet. Hi. Hey. Why is it dragon aging outside?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
As Piper saying, "Why is it dragon aging?" A bear-shaped phantom falls past Feng's window. The phantom we were hunting got away, and they said some really cryptic shit.
There's a bunch of shit falling out of a rift in the sky.
I can see that.
Okay, just making sure because you're still inside.
Keep it there.
No, keep what there?
All of them. I'm gonna call my Uncle Vic. Hangs up. Calls Uncle Vic.
Feng looks out the window and sighs and charges towards it.
Okay. Here's, I think, how I want to go ahead and do this is, I guess, start going into our initiative sort of thing. Everybody will get an action to do something. I'm not going to do the initiative orders. We're just going to go in the order that y'all want to go based on the narrative, because I think right now the notice skill really wouldn't apply here. So
I think we all see it. I think we noticed.
I found it. There it is.
I did it. I did this one.
I'm sorry. I was. It's one of those billboards that changes. I wasn't looking. Oh God. Yeah. No. I think we're good.
Do you know Kiss is playing here next week?
Jesus?
All right. Yeah. So who wants to act first? Because it seems like, well, I'll again say in the scene, Piper, you're riding a motorcycle towards all this shit. So you've got things to react to that are falling from the sky in the parking lot in the direction that you're going.
Yep.
Vivi, you also have things to react to, as there are phantoms on the roof of this building that will notice you very shortly if you don't do something, or have noticed you already, depending on what you decide to do. And then Feng and Penny are taking some more proactive stuff. Penny making a phone call, Feng about to Hulk out. So, who wants to go first? And let me put on some action music.
Penny's is pretty quick. I can just get it out of the way. She calls her Uncle Vic. I like to think they just probably have a phone for this situation. So she calls the number.
What's going on?
We have a code 9. We have a code 9 downtown, gives the address. We need everyone now. This is not a drill. Code 9.
Oh boy, I want to do something here actually. I'm looking for your character sheet. Where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna do a compel.
For cracks under pressure, maybe?
Yes, but it's not really gonna. This is kind of a loose thing, but I want to compel this. Is that for narrative reasons? You say all this into your phone as you're calling, and you just hear on the other end, kind of like in an echoey static thing. Oh, hello.
Vic! Uncle Vic!
Penny? What? Hello?
Uncle Vic!
And then it kind of statics a little bit, and then it cuts out.
Shit!
You get a fate point, though.
Okay. can use it.
I take it
All
we're
right.
not getting backup.
Yeah, no, it's just us.
Great, I gun it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do some defensive driving. I think
We're
Piper.
doing a Matrix.
Woo!
Oh shit! I am just doing the new Matrix movie. God damn it!
That means
Son of a bitch.
that means am I Trinity?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Trinity in this case.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be drive,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put the difficulty at a 3.
Okay. 4.
Woo!
Nice. Wow, that's a good roll.
Yeah. Only have
Okay.
+1.
Yeah, I think it's just vroom, vroom, back and forth through the parking lot as some of these phantoms are falling down. Some of them are like exploding on impact, like they weren't expecting to fall this far and are just viscera all over the ground. Some of the bigger, like hardier ones do land on top of cars, like roaring. You can see more of those like kind of gorilla shaped ones with like the big like upper bodies and the central eye. Landing there and like across the parking lot. It's again chaos here, and I think you like it's cut to the side as one of them crashes onto a car, and as the car kind of flips up, you actually use that to sort of ramp over it, catching a little bit of air, and then landing and kind of skidding, managing to take control. I assume you're trying to get to the like the front of the building.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you get there without issues as you kind of drift to a halt right at the front entrance to the apartment complex.
We had to close that thing.
Yeah. Great. Cool. Any ideas?
Not good ones. But
I'll take the bad ones.
I'm gonna take it back to a time when it wasn't open.
I don't think that is a permanent solution, but I don't have a good reason to say no. If I'm being honest,
Okay.
I have no reason to tell you no.
And at this time, as you're there and coming up with this plan, as you're about to get in, you see a couple of those like there's this crash in front of you as the pavement shatters and a phantom that seems to be almost comprised of like multiples of these like gorilla shaped ones with the big arms like kind of fuse together, so it forms this sort of jagged almost S shape, and it has almost like but it has these like caterpillar centipede like segments with all of the like arms coming out of it, and just
gross.
four massive
Why?
eyes, and it just smashes the ground, two of the arms picking up giant chunks of concrete as it barrels, like berserk rushes towards you. Before we do anything with that, though, Feng and Vivi, what do you want to do?
Well, cutting back, Vivi had like just gotten that phone call, and then they said keep them there, and she's like, "How the hell are we supposed to?" Okay, fine. And then she like pulls out some like cloth, like wraps up that sword, and then just sort of like, you know, like how you can like attach a baby to you. She does the same thing, but like to her back.
You baby Bjorn the sword.
Yes, and just like swearing and like, you know, muttering to herself the entire time. She's like, I didn't sign up for this shit. And then she just goes running off of the roof and like hops down. She still has her like her bee swarm, like a shuffle mosaic active. Essentially her plan is gonna be to like zip from place to place and try to establish a border to like prevent these things from getting out and into the city or to the general populace. And essentially what it looks like is like these bees coalesce and like turn into Vivi, and she like punches or like kicks or like whips or like whatever to just kind of like get these things to turn around and go back in, she's gonna start pulling ads essentially. Like she's full on like,
You're off tanking.
yes, exactly. This is her plan.
I like, so you're essentially using pieces of your bee swarm to create like doppelgangers around the perimeter to sort of corral or distract these things to stay in.
She essentially uses her bee swarm to like Nightcrawler teleport to wherever
Okay.
she needs to be.
I like it. The fuck would this roll be? Do you have
Wait,
anything
there's
in
not
mind?
a Nightcrawler stat?
Yeah, provoke could work if you're mostly just trying to, like, again, you're not threatening them, you're just trying to keep them in. Like, provoke would work if you are just trying to sort of antagonize them to stay in. Fight would work if you are trying to physically keep them from getting anywhere.
I would argue for fight,
Okay,
mostly
we can go with
because
fight then.
provoke isn't even in my pyramid. Even though it should be. I do a lot of provoking. All right.
Yeah.
So remind me, it's been a few weeks. I have a head wound. So I know that like lowers my, well,
Yeah. No. You're it doesn't lower anything. It just serves as a hold on, pull yours up. Because it's a consequence, right? Severe consequence.
yes.
Yeah. It doesn't lower anything. It's just something that can be compelled against you.
Right. Okay. All right. Awesome. That's less bad than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay. What does my mosaic shuffle add to a roll?
I think the base is, so you can invoke it for +1. A normal invoke, so normal invoke is 2. The base level with your manifest overdrive is 3. I don't know if you've improved it at all. I know Penny's done that. I don't know if anybody else has.
I don't think
done.
I've improved it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So
I've
if you
been
want to-
putting that in other stuff.
If you want to invoke it, because I think you used your free invoke last time for it.
Right. I did.
So you can spend a fate point to invoke it, and you get to add 3 to your roll.
All right. I'm doing that. I'm rolling. We'll have to just add 3 to whatever comes up here.
Okay.
Total is 3. Add 3. It's gonna be a 6.
Okay. I'm gonna roll fight to contest for the horde. The horde is just acting as one. I don't have separate stats for all of them.
Oh boy.
So let me just go ahead and roll. I need to get that back up. All right. For fight. That's a 5. Would you roll 6?
I rolled a 6.
Perfect. That's exactly what you need to succeed then. So yeah, you have managed to successfully contain the enemies here. I think there's a couple, especially like there are some flying ones too that kind of like managed to kind of swoop down, and you see these large sort of bat-like wings, really sort of like almost like giant, like hands with like webbed fingers almost that they're using to fly. Just massive hands coming out from like a central fleshy body. And the as that kind of like swoops past some of the bees that are formed this perimeter, and just as it does, you appear there, sort of grappling it out of the air, or just like punching
Just like
it,
pinning its wings to it and then falling
Yeah.
with it and then just teleporting away before it hits the ground.
Yeah, it shrieks from 3 mouths that open up on its body, with each with these jagged fangs, and you go hurling it into a car as it slams into the ground.
Incredible. Yeah, she's doing that, and then like anything that she can't take on herself, basically just leading it toward Fang, and then like, good luck. Poof.
Speaking of which, Fang.
Fang's sprinting towards a window, and he's just muttering to himself, "Please work, please work, please work, please work." Goes crashing through it, and he's going to try and fight the closest thing that's falling.
Sure. Yeah, you can. So, I think maybe as you go smashing through the window, you don't have to really roll for that. You just go jumping out, and kind of falling directly in front of you, there is this sort of like snake-like creature, this long, sort of grayish, greenish body with these rock-like scales kind of down the back, but almost just like forming like two large scales on each side, like several clamshells kind of clapped onto each other, getting successively smaller. And at the end is this almost like cat-like head at the end of it, and it's sort of shrieking as it is kind of spiraling downwards towards the ground. And you are right there next to it as you go smashing out the window. So I assume you want to fight.
Singular punch to the face. I do have a what is it? Condition that I got from our lovely phantom friend. It's a moderate.
Yeah, so I can invoke that if I choose to fuck with you.
Okay.
Bring your to interfere with your roll if I want to, but doesn't do anything up front. So you're gonna roll your normal roll here, and I will roll to contest.
What is this? 1. Boy, howdy, is this a... Oh, actually, I think I have my overdrive manifested, so that should be a 4.
You probably did. That sounds right.
Yeah.
So well, you have to spend a fate point to invoke your manifest overdrive if you want.
Okay.
So if you do that, spend the fate point, and that'll bring it up to a 4. You said?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll for Phantom to contest.
Oof.
That's a 5.
Oh, and just for your reference, you could put this under your hat. I don't have any more fate points.
Ooh. Okay. So I think compelling you at some point would be good then. I will do that. Well, for do I compel you right now and bring this hit up? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give you a fate point back and compel you right now and bring this hit up a little nastier than it was before. So this will bring it. It technically adds to the creature's roll, doesn't take away from yours. So that would bring up the creature up to a. What did I say it was? They rolled a 5, so a 7, and you had a 4, so there'd be a 3 shift hit.
Shift hit.
Yeah. So I think what happens is what were you looking to do here? Like, what was it you wanted to do coming out of the window?
Basically grapple the nearest creature and then use them as a cushion to hit the ground.
Okay. I just imagine like manifesting the gauntlets, or something, or like manifesting part of the armor to like bolster your strength.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what happens is as you do, you kind of you extend your arms to grab onto the shelf. This thing's like clapping it together to grasp this creature almost like by the throat. And as you do, the gauntlets sort of this armor fracture, and that causes you to hesitate for a moment as you watch as Black Tortoise, or the Four Emperors, almost seems like it's on the verge of breaking in that moment. And that causes you to release your grip just enough that this thing lashes out and actually flicks you off of the side of it with its tail, sending you straight catapulted towards the ground. And Feng just hits the cement in a massive explosion, concrete flying every direction, a crater forming in the ground.
Yamtrapose TM.
And that is Fang's turn. Yeah, so you got to mark a 3 shift hit there, physical damage.
Got it.
That is... Everyone is gone, I believe, at this point. So I'm going to do something for the monsters here. And I think the most useful thing to be done in this moment is going to be for the big ol' one in front of the building to go after Penny and Piper. So that's what it's going to do.
No, it's not. No, that's not. Nope. It's not.
I think it is.
Nope. It's just
Pretty
not.
sure it is. Pretty sure it is. I think it's going to fight
mistaken.
Piper.
Sure.
Sure.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so it's got like 8 of these massive arms. 4 of them it uses to walk across, like to pull itself across the ground towards you. It rears back, kind of like bending over backwards and like a spring, and then flattening itself towards you. So it comes in with this massive punch straight towards Piper's face.
Phil, are you okay?
Am I okay?
Can we talk?
About my the dreams I've been having?
Is that where all these descriptions are coming from?
Yes, I've had visions.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
Now you all know what my sleep paralysis monsters look like.
Oh god. Great. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh shit, I rolled very bad. That's a 3.
Okay, what do I have? Do I have to use fight?
No, you can defend using something if you can justify how you defend. It is attacking you with fight. You can defend with something else if you have a justification for it.
Well, I have a stunt
Okay.
called Sound Barrier
Okay.
that says I can use Provoke to defend against fight attacks only until I'm
That-
dealt stress.
That sounds perfect. So you can use, you have not been dealt stress.
It essentially says you can make them hesitate.
Yeah. Piper is unstressed right now, so you can certainly try that.
I mean, in the mechanical sense. Of the
It's like,
word.
I don't know if I go that far, but I'm stressed.
Okay, let's try it. 3.
Okay, so that is a tie. So
Can
if
the
you,
help?
oh boy, I've let y'all do help things in other games, and now I've got to start allowing that in this game too. Sure.
I don't know. I'm literally just gonna pull a look over here! Look over here! She went after it this way.
So that sounds like
And-
a provoke.
Okay. I was trying to go for, I don't know, deceive?
Deceive. Okay, sure.
Yes. Okay.
It'll be the same difference. I'm not going to roll again, so we'll just set that at a 3.
Well, I tied then, because I keep doing this. Plus and a minus and 2 knots, so nothing, but I have a +3, so it's a 3.
Okay, y'all are going to make me have to actually remember what happens on a tie for a fight roll. I was really hoping I wasn't going to have to remember that. I've got it
Sorry.
somewhere. It does something for someone somewhere. Okay, so when you tie an attack, you don't cause any harm, but you gain a boost. Okay, so the monster gets a boost.
Okay.
So yeah, I think what happens then is as it's sort of rearing back for that sort of whipping motion towards you with the super punch, Piper, you form this sound barrier. How does this look? Like what is I assume Vega's?
In the past, it's been Piper screaming very loudly,
Okay.
like Black Canary style.
Okay. Using Vega's
Using
enhanced.
Vega, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you sort of like
Hits a high
Vega's-
note.
Vega's speakers kind of forming behind your head and stuff, and you let loose that scream, and it's just enough that it causes the thing to kind of like being repelled against it, or it seems to react to the noise, and then Penny off to the side kind of gets a distraction, yells, "Look at me," over there, and it causes it to whip out in a direction, which it slams. It's like ends up punching into the side of the building instead, completely missing both of you. But it almost seems to enrage it more, and it begins to slam on the ground over and over again, like it's throwing a tantrum, and goes into full rage mode, like the caterpillar in the Mario games. Always forget the name of that thing.
Penny!
Right. Close it. Right.
Today would be great.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, gonna throw maximum overdrive. This is big. She's literally gonna just try to, at least in this vicinity, like where they've got the majority of them penned, I guess. We're going in reverse and they just rewind and get them all back in to try and close it up.
Okay, you want to rewind every phantom that has come out here.
I mean,
into
some
the
of them
portal.
probably went too far already, but like that was the whole corral thing for Vivi, like trying to keep as many in as possible.
I will totally let you try this. The difficulty is going to be very high.
That is very
this roll.
fair.
I'm going to put this at a. Oof. I'm going to put this at a 7.
Oof.
That's
Okay.
epic. This is an
Yep.
epic level thing
Yep.
to do.
This is gonna be really hard. Okay, remind me. I've put maximum overdrive into place.
Yes. So you have a free invoke with that you can use.
free
You spend a fate. You spend a fate point. Your maximum overdrive is in place. So your effect, whatever you've named it, is in place. You get one free invoke with it that you could use on this roll if you want to.
Okay,
But you don't have to decide until after.
got it. Okay, so that's +3 -1 is a 2, and then that's with shoot for all his shit. So that's +4 is a 6. So I could use the free invoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that gives me +4 now? Since I upped it?
Oh, since you upped it? Yeah.
So that's a 10.
Okay. Numbers are getting too big for me in this game. I need to do something about that.
That is essentially the best I could have gotten,
No,
because
that's-
I got 3 pluses and a minus, and yeah.
That's extremely good. Okay, so you actually succeed with style. I'm counting this as overcoming an obstacle. So you get a boost in addition to attaining your goal. All right. So yes, I think you do this. So it's not instantaneous.
No.
But Penny is standing at the base of this, the condominium here. I imagine Vega, or not Vega.
Oh yeah, Omega.
Omega. Kind of exploding outwards in this shadowy void around you, kind of spinning through. And nothing almost seems to happen at first. And then Piper, you see just like a piece of glass kind of fly up off the ground and connect with the building and kind of seal itself into place, the crack reforming. And then other pieces begin to fall, things beginning to reform themselves as time
Penny like
begins
literally
to reverse.
grabs the building and is like trying to force Omega's power like up the structure.
Yeah. The black void spiraling up the outside of the building all the way up to the top, and you can see it sort of coalescing, this green fissure darkening slightly as you see this again. It looks like a fractured part of a fractured hole in a mirror begins to heal, reform itself, and some of the smaller anima or phantoms that have fallen out, and the ones that are still up, you watch actually being sort of slowly drawn back towards it, and it looks like it's reversing, but Penny is in a very vulnerable position here for the next few moments while she is trying to do this. So I think all of you can see this happening and realize that Penny is starting to fix whatever is going on here, but you got to keep her safe. So what do you all do?
Feng gets up from the hole, looks at the biggin that is approaching Piper and Penny, and looks down at his hands. They're shaking. He picks up a rock and hucks it. Can I roll a provoke?
At the big one?
At the biggin, yeah.
Okay. Yes, you can roll to provoke. I guess it'd be creating an advantage is what you're doing here.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think I'm going to roll. This isn't going to be a contested roll. I'm going to just set a difficulty for this because it's going to be a very easy thing to do. This thing is very provocable right now. So
Cool.
we're just going to put this at like a. Do I even want you to? I don't even think you need to roll for that. I think we can just move that forward because this thing is very easy to provoke right now. So you huck the rock at it, and the thing, this big, again, caterpillar-like monster, spins around, its body actually contorting, and like you can see like the folds in the skin and stuff as it twists itself up and spins around towards you. Two of the visible eyes just locked onto you, bloodshot and furious in your direction, and it slams on the ground, and as it slams on the ground, it begins to sort of flip end over end across the parking lot in your direction, Feng.
Fuck.
Is there anything you want to do? I'm not counting that as like an action or something. If there's something you want to do as a follow-up here.
God, I hope I can fight. Fang's gonna try and stand his ground, muster whatever energy he has left to try and just block this hit.
Okay.
You know the. Sorry.
Is there any way I can help here?
Yes, you potentially could. What were you thinking?
I'd like to appear on top of the car and kind of try to put a spin on it so that he can, instead of just taking like the whole brunt of it, give it enough momentum in give it enough momentum so that it's just a glancing blow that basically he can just bounce it off of him and not have to like just catch a car.
Okay. So we'll see how Fang's action goes, and then Vivi potentially standing by to defend. Is that what I'm getting here?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. So Fang, you want to try to fight this thing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's do fight off.
Oh, okay. I got a 7.
I got a 6. So you succeed.
Okay, so actually, I just had a very brilliant idea.
Please.
There's a small hissing whisper in the side of Fang's ear as a new set of armor appears on his hands. They are scaled in a diamond pattern and clawed like almost fangs. And he just catches the monster. And you know the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess ram minigame? And then hucks it to the side.
Okay. So what? Catching over the clawed gauntlets, then throwing it like back towards the building, essentially.
Well, like to the side, like down, like
like towards the ground.
Towards the ground, like a judo flip, basically.
Yeah. I like it. So, you essentially grab the bottom of this thing and then pulling it over your shoulder, carrying the momentum of this creature over, slamming it to the ground on top of a Prius in the parking lot.
On top of a Tesla.
Sorry, a Tesla. Yeah. Fuck that. On top of 3 Teslas parked side by side in the parking lot. There's
a brain moment in Fang where it's like Prius versus Tesla, the Tesla.
All 3 of them just destroyed by this massive worm, fleshy worm monster. I'm actually okay, so it takes damage from that, and again, applying to the kind of the horde as a whole, seems to be fairly continued to be enraged by this. You probably crush a couple of the other smaller ones that were in the vicinity too with the throw and destroy them as well. Okay. So Vivi, you were standing by to defend. Fang ended up not needing the help. Is there something Vivi wants to do?
Is the portal still open, or is it in the process of being closed?
It's in the process of being closed.
I think that noticing that it's about to close, Vivi's gonna start like taking some of the smaller monsters, and before they have a chance to react, basically chucking them back into the portal.
Okay. All right. We'll roll fight here for this too. That's awesome. So let's do that.
I will spend my last fate to invoke my thingama. Mosaic Shuffle.
Yes.
Off I go. That's a 2, so plus the 3 is going to be a 2 plus the 3 is going to be a 5. God.
Okay.
Simple math.
For the smaller ones, I don't think it'll be really like a contest thing, but I think with a 5, yeah. So like multiple Vivis, just sort of like appearing in the air in different places with these, grabbing these small ones and then just tossing them with their scarf back into the portal, just like dozens of them flying back into the portal in the sky.
Just playing hot potato with herself, fastballing them into the portal.
Yes. I like that. Yeah, just watching dozens of these smaller kind of basketball to like yoga ball sized creatures go like ping ponging around all the way up, and Vivi doing like a bicycle kick at the end and kicking one into the portal up there. So yeah, you clear out a decent number of them that way. Piper, I don't think you've gone. You haven't done something.
No, not yet.
We'll do yours and then we'll circle back around.
So I'm still there with Penny.
Mm-hmm.
I think Piper is gonna so she put this sound barrier up. And I think she continues to sing, sort of hitting these different high notes, and starts throwing her voice around to like where some of these things are, just to create as much confusion as possible to try to keep them away from Penny.
Okay. So provoke?
Sure.
That's what it sounds like.
Can I do my manifest overdrive?
Yes.
Angel of music.
Do it.
So Piper starts throwing her voice all around.
Okay. So go ahead and roll, and then you can invoke if you need to.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a 4.
That's pretty good. I'll just roll general will for the horde here. It's a 0. So you succeed with stop.
Wow.
Yeah. So you say like using Vega to. Last time you were creating like illusory like images of yourself similar to kind of what Vivi does, but you're doing this more as like a sound hallucination sort of thing. Is that the same kind
she's using, I think Vega is like amplifying her voice, and she's kind of throwing it in different spots, like if any of them are getting close, essentially to throw them off and make them think something's behind them or stuff. Yeah, auditory hallucinations.
Yeah, I think essentially you see a lot of the small ones as they begin to approach you, Penny. I think maybe I like the idea that Piper and Vega, from the point that you're concentrating, like it's almost like you aren't doing anything, because everything like it's not an auditory like sound. It's like kind of like a subsonic frequency that you're emitting right now and controlling and stuff. So it's just like you standing behind Vega and just like concentrating intently. And then as these creatures approach, like there's like a humanoid one that has 3 sort of human-like legs. This is kind of like tripoding towards you, and its upper body are like 2 arms with like swords at the end of them, and it's sort of this whirling dervish spinning towards you, and then it stops and sort of veers off in a different direction and begins to sort of slash at the air, seemingly nowhere. I don't know where these monsters are coming from. I'm making them all up as I go, and I don't know where these things are coming from in my head.
Thanks, we hate it. We're having a great time.
I'm really having I'm kind of getting into my like Guillermo del Toro, I think, mindset with a lot of these monsters. Yeah, sort of like that. So yeah, distracting them, drawing a lot of them away, and as the sort of the crowds around here are beginning to disperse, and something being pulled up, something being drawn off. Penny's focusing on drawing in. The portal's closing a lot. There's not a lot of it left, but a lot of the bigger, kind of stronger ones, and this massive one, definitely that Feng is fighting, is still there. Feng, the creature, I mean, you've got a hand on it, so it's gonna turn around towards you. It sort of tries to whip around with 4 of its arms and sort of clap into you at the same time to try to take you out. So it's gonna be another contested fight roll.
Woof.
What'd you roll?
Oh, I got a 5.
It got a 4. Okay, so you defend successfully. I think it tries to sort of rubber band itself back and slam into you. How does Fang sort of defend against that?
Fang gets into a boxer stance, and as the wild haymaker coming down is about to hit him, he spins out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, spin and just slams into the ground, punching into the concrete. At that time, 2 things happen. Penny, you're in the process of closing this portal above you, and you're so close right now, and you feel things like everything is kind of reforming. A lot of the some of the damage and destruction is beginning to reform on the building. A lot of these creatures being drawn back up towards it, and suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, this eagle-like creature comes soaring down with these this flaming body of feathers, this like green fire coming off of it, and it has these like razor sharp needle-like teeth within its beak, and it has come streaking towards Penny. And just as Piper, you're beginning to react to it to draw its attention away, there is a flash of light as a beam of this like pinkish energy goes cutting straight through the creature, taking its head clean off, and then it just crashes into the building behind you, missing you. And at that exact same time, Fang, as you wheel out of the way of this creature and going into this boxer stance, readying yourself for it, you begin to prepare yourself to deliver another set of blows, and you hear a crunching noise, and you see something push itself very quickly off of a car in the parking lot, sort of shattering the windshield as a figure leaps through the air and then brings 2 hands straight down on the back of the monster in front of you. And there's this cracking noise as this person slams it into the ground once again. And the creature lets off this another sort of like warbling roar from seemingly nowhere, since it doesn't have any mouths, as its eyes are kind of flicking around in every direction, looking for its target and the source of this danger. But at that exact moment, Penny, you finish the reversal, and this creature is drawn back into the air, sort of slingshotting back into the sky, and everything stops. I wish I had buttons to do my music cues. And you just hear like the cracking of glass from a couple of the broken cars as the windshields are still falling inwards. A trio of Teslas lying in ruin on the ground in front of Fang. And the creatures are gone.
Leans against the building. Okay. Why?
I was going to ask you the same question. as you see coming, kind of walking across the parking lot, this massive, very futuristic looking gun kind of resting across their shoulder. You see a woman, fairly young, looking maybe like 19, 20 years old, with sort of spiky pink hair, sides shaved, and wearing a very kind of like militaristic sort of uniform that has lots of buttons and patches and stuff on it, like little pink smiley faces and other like a random patches and stuff on, like they have some flair. And at that same time, as they ask this question, Feng, as the dust settles and debris settles around you, you see another woman in front of you, just finished having clobbered this creature with short, sort of pixie cut blonde hair, but very sort of built, has like stocky kind of shoulders, and clearly very muscular. You can see he's wearing the same kind of tactical uniform, minus the flair to it. But she does have a sort of like a red like bandana that is tied around her head, and she looks over, sort of glowers in the direction of the pink-haired woman that's approaching, and says, "Claudia, you were supposed to say back. What's the point in keeping Overwatch if you come walking right in as soon as the fighting stops?" And the pink-haired girl, Claudia, looks towards the other and says, "Come on, Sal, it's not any fun if I have to wait all the way back there and just watch from a distance. I wanted to see what these people were up to."
Fang just falls back on his ass and clutches at his side. Probably like those stitches have reopened and he's broken a couple of ribs.
Sally looks down at you and says, "You all right there, champ?"
Oh yeah, peachy keen. Not like I took a 10-story fall. Takes a lot more than that to kill me.
Looked more like 9.5, but I wasn't. Who's counting, really?
You
Round up to
apparently.
sound more impressive.
So I guess you know our names. Who the fuck are you for? And what was that all about?
Piper. No clue.
Fang. Some clue.
Vivi like appears next to Piper and Penny, like,
Oh God.
no. We know your names, still don't know who you are. Are you the time police? Are you the fucking time police?
Vivi, as you repair and you assess the situation, there's like another kind of headache hits you, and you remember the vision that you had earlier, and you recognize both of the faces of these people.
Are you the fucking time police? Ah! Who are they?
Who are they?
Yes.
It's Sally and Claudia.
Oh my god, they're from the other
From
timeline.
season one.
From before.
Yeah,
Before
Sally.
times.
Sally was the one that met y'all first. She had the Anima Mars, the big sort of suit of armor, punchy one, and
She's the one that wanted
yeah,
to
Claudia.
date me.
Yeah,
I took so much worse notes back then.
and Claudia was the one that had Pluto, the dog. She could use
Body jumping one, right?
The body jumping
all
one,
right.
yeah.
No, Vivi was closer friends
The
with
one
Claudia.
I'm pretty sure we severely traumatized at one
Mhm.
point.
Yeah. Who didn't?
Gotcha.
really traumatize, though?
Okay. She's like, Claudia?
Oh, okay. We're doing this now, I guess.
I'm sorry. Have we met?
No, 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 no. You died. You were in somebody else's. What the fuck is going on here?
Are you about to start hallucinating again?
Is she okay?
Am I already hallucinating?
No, they're here. She's fine. Are you okay?
Girls, come here. Come here. She like just like grabs like a bunch of bees and she's like looking at them like really intently. Like, are we hallucinating? What's going on? Like they all like look normal.
That's Vivi. That's Penny.
Hi.
What's going on here? Why do you have a gun?
I mean, what am I just supposed to talk to the phantoms?
I mean, I don't have a gun and I do fine.
Well, you have an anima. And speaking of which, I assume the four of you, since I've never seen any of you before, are unlicensed anima users?
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what?
We're in training. Technically.
Do you need a
Dolly steps
license?
up. You're not with AIM, are you?
Oh,
No.
I see. All right. Well, you're going to have to come with us then.
Oh, fuck. No.
They are the time
yeah,
police.
I don't think so.
Not like that. Not arresting you. But
Well, I mean, could you sound any more like a cop? You're gonna have
well,
to
we
come
are
with
kind
us.
of cops.
You are.
We're
so you are
not
the
like
time police.
really cops, though. No, she's wrong. We're not cops. We're
You cannot go
don't know.
around saying things like you're gonna have to come with us and expect everyone to not think you're a cop.
I like superheroes better, to be honest. You know, kind of like the Avengers sort of thing. We're like saving people, but not like saying much about it. That sort of stuff.
We should go.
No,
Yeah,
no,
last
hold
I
on, hold on,
heard,
hold on.
AIM wasn't really saving many people. More like fucking around with people who have anima.
Sally steps in. Who told you that?
Let's just say we've been learning it from experience.
You're going to have to give me more information than that. I don't know who you've dealt with. I don't know what the situation
Except she
was.
super doesn't. What? Who are you? Fuck off. No.
Listen. You clearly are good at what you're doing. You're anime users. Those aren't common. You stopped that from happening, whatever that was. I'm just assuming you didn't cause it since you were the people that fixed it. So,
Yeah, that would be kind of wild of us to do.
I'd like to maybe introduce you to some people, see if you're interested in our organization. Listen, just, I guess, think it over or whatever. Call us, I guess.
You have a card.
I was
I
just going to give
do.
you my phone number. Who uses business cards anymore?
Feng roots around in his wallet and holds up L's card.
Oh, you met Elle.
Yeah.
She's sort of our field officer. Yeah.
That was RJ laughing, not Feng.
Well, perfect. Yeah, give her a call if you.
Absolutely not.
I'm sensing a lot of hostility here, and I'm not really sure why.
Because she was a raging bitch.
What did she do?
Took all of his shit.
Not all of
Pointing at
my
Feng.
shit. She kind of nearly put my grandma and me out of business.
And she was an asshole about it.
Yeah, again, raging bitch.
And who are you? Who's your grandma?
She owns the antique shop in town. City, North Star.
Let me make a phone call.
Yeah, while they're
So-
making that phone call, Penny like it surreptitiously starts grabbing people's arms and being like, "Can we go? No. Can we just go?"
Ow, 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 ow.
This is kind of like
In that-
prime information gathering, though.
Usually that's my MO, but I recognize these people for some reason.
Have you done jobs with them before?
No, I don't think so. But like, that one right there, that one died. But like, not really. She was in another person's body.
Like a ghost?
And then like, did we fix that?
You're-
Vivi, we don't know these people.
Yeah, no.
I swear we do. They work for Constantine.
Is this some of that like stuff we don't remember, maybe?
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
Were they friends
With
in
us?
the other timeline
Like with each other or with us?
with us?
Us.
I think like Vivi has like a brief like flashback to hanging out with Claudia in a bar. And she's like, I think so.
All right, fine, but we're not going to any like headquarters place or whatever. If they want to talk to us, they come to us.
Vivi
I don't really
nods.
want to leave anyway, just in case, you know, the sky opens and demons start falling from it again.
I mean, that's fair. Oh shit, I have to call my Uncle Vic. Like, steps away to call Uncle Vic and try to get through this time.
Okay.
Feng is just
yeah.
leaning on a broken down Tesla.
Space has been flattened to a futon at this point, so yeah, you can just sit on it.
Vivi's like staring like shell shocked into the middle distance until finally like she remembers that she stole some shit and there's nothing that cheers her up more than that. And then she like goes like, "Oh," and then like pulls that sword off of her back and like shows it to Piper like, "Look what I got."
Whoa, what is that?
I got
Uh,
stabbed with that.
Yeah, you know that bitch that stabbed your sister?
Yeah.
Good idea.
Whoa. Wow. So you're gonna keep it, or?
I mean, I figured I'd let Penny borrow it to like, you know, see if there's anything that we can learn from it, but
Right.
this is mine.
That's pretty rad, actually.
Yeah. They chat about the sword.
Okay. So Penny, you're we'll do the call with Vic first, and then we'll bring all this back together before we take our break. So Penny, you call Vic. This call actually manages to go through this time. Are you calling the 911 line, or just his normal line?
No, just call Vic now.
Okay. Picks up. Hello? Penny?
Okay, so there was a code 9, but now we're... Okay, I would just say clean up on aisle 2 at this point.
All right. What's your location?
She probably has latitude, longitude, who knows? Yeah, she'll give it to him.
All right. Is everyone all right? Do we need medics on scene?
Feng's a little
On
beat up,
ambulance?
but there are some of those... There are some AIM people here.
All right. Well, just avoid them, I guess. Per protocol, we need to avoid contact with them.
Yeah, they kind of saved our asses, though.
All right, well, thank them and then leave.
Okay. Is it alright if we like maybe try to get some info from them first and then we leave?
Penny, your father has made it very clear that we are not supposed to engage with AIM personnel.
Right. Okay. So if we could get a cleaning squad then down here ASAP, because there's some, bodies around.
Yeah, I'll give a call. I think Jonah's on the night shift, so I'll see if he can get a squad over.
Thanks, Uncle Vic.
No problem. Just be safe, all right?
Yeah. Can we maybe switch providers for the emergency phone? Because that was some bullshit.
I'll look on our plan to see when we're up for renewal, and we'll talk about that with accounting. Okay, I'll figure that out. All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
The blonde one was definitely staring at me, though, right? Well, I think she was.
Wouldn't say staring, more like glaring, but still involves the eyes.
They say what? No publicity is bad publicity.
Bad publicity is publicity. Spin it any way you want.
The the duo, Claudia and Sally, finish up. Sally hangs up the phone, sticks it back in her pocket, and comes back around. All right. I talked to some people. You said it was your grandmother's stuff that was taken. What I saw was flagged as Class 3, unregistered. It's taken because it wasn't registered. If you come with me, you fill out the proper forms, we can get it back to you.
Can I take a rain check on that? I'll contact you when I'm ready and
Yeah,
dressed.
sure. Take your time. Give us a call if there's any more trouble. Either way.
Is that like the only reason we should call you, or?
If you want to grab a beer, I'll be around.
Okay.
Ready,
Hey,
Claude?
do you really not know me?
Claudia, steps up and
I love that would have been like a great moment of flirtation between Sally and Piper, and then just out of nowhere, voop, just pops in between.
Like
and then I think,
Vivian Coyle. The name Helen is coming up for some reason.
did you go to Berkeley?
I don't think so.
I really don't, Sal. Do you know? And Sally says, I don't think we've ever met.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
But listen, if it comes to mind, I'll let you know, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Cool. We're gonna go.
Zoop.
Guess be seeing ya. Stay out of trouble.
Just turns on her heel and walks in the other direction.
Ow, cockblock much?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to deal with, all of this.
Are you okay?
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go show my sword to Penny.
Is that a euphemism?
You wish.
Ow.
Scoots over to Penny and sort of presses it into her hands. Like, I imagine.
Oh, she just she beelined it back to Piper's motorcycle and then just sat down and did one of the put your head between your knees and just breathe moments.
And when her head comes back up, there's a sword on her lap.
Ha! What is this?
Oh, you know what it is. Look again.
Is that a euphemism for something?
Oh, God. Everything's euphemisms with you people. I just steal shit. That's all I do.
Wait a minute. This is... Was this from the thing that got Moxie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can look at it, but this one's mine, okay?
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, if there's anything special about it, I mean, it might explain, like, why she's not waking up.
Mm-hmm. I think that you should look at that, find out everything that you need to, and then after you're done, hand it over to Feng, and then he can use that to, like, you know, that thing that he does. Then we can track her down.
Yeah. This is good. Good job.
Thank you. I know.
You guys aren't seriously gonna give Feng a sword, are you?
No,
Just-
I'm not. Sorry,
It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm not touching that thing.
Even to get like a key signature?
That sword was held by the phantom that made Moxie go blind.
Yeah. But
Vivi's
if you
fine, though.
use it to,
Mostly.
yeah, if you use it to find her, then we can make her pay for that.
Or fix it.
Sure, what could go wrong?
Well, let's learn some more about it first. We're not going to just run off willy-nilly. Let me see what I can figure out.
All right.
As Penny takes it, there is like a brief moment where Vivi holds on to it for like just one more second. Like she looks her in the eyes and says, "Mine," and then lets go.
Precious.
Okay. Y'all getting ready to, or heading back to what, the Isa Manor or something now?
Yeah.
You guys are gonna go do nerd shit? Right?
Are you going to go do info gathering
Information
disguised as a
gathering.
date? Or should I say a date disguised as info gathering?
It's not a date. Nobody asked anybody on a date.
I'm pretty sure she just like left an open invitation for a date.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's me.
Wait,
what does
which
that
one are you-
even mean?
Everyone has pretty much an open spot to have a date with me, Penny.
Which one are you dating?
Sally.
Okay.
Why? Are you gonna hoard the other one away with your sword?
Literally don't know how to respond to that.
Okay, so we'll go back to the manor then.
But you're thinking about it.
I could afford to do a little bit less thinking nowadays.
It might be better for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think so.
It works for me.
Meet you back at the manor. Scarf
Since my
whip
ride's
away.
leaving, we'll go over and help Feng.
My ride is also leaving.
Oh, was I his ride?
I think you hotwired a car at some point, didn't you?
I mean, that does sound like me.
That does sound like her.
I have no memory of this. Oh,
Y'all
maybe
can get back. Can I?
Maybe I used my like bumblebee motorcycle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was the Rumblebee.
So, just so I understand, Penny and Feng are heading back to the Isa estate.
Yes.
Piper's going on a date.
Yes.
Information gathering.
Piper's
And
going on a date.
Vivi is going.
Back to the Isa estate. Yeah.
Oh, back to the Isa estate. Okay. So yeah, I think you all like get in your vehicles. Piper, what you're going to get on your motorcycle?
Yes.
As you go to get on your motorcycle, there's a kind of a vroom behind you, and pulling up in a cherry red Mustang next to you. The window rolls down, and you see Sally inside. She says, "So, beer?
Sure.
I'll drive if you want, or you can follow me." Nice bike.
Thanks. I'll follow you.
All right, see if you can keep up. And she guns it.
Bye.
Hell yeah.
All right. So with Piper drag racing down the strip against
Why do I keep doing motorcycle stunts?
I don't know.
It's great,
You
though.
Every
you
game
keep ending
I'm
up
like,
with motorcycles
now I
in
have a motorcycle.
games. Yeah. It's because I won't let you have one in real life. Because I fear for your safety on motorcycles.
This is true.
You can't make it down a flight of stairs.
That is untrue. I do so every day. The level
Okay.
of success changes day to day, but I don't see how that matters.
Knowing that Piper is gonna go on a date, and both Fang and Penny both need a ride home. I think that like Vivi's gonna scarf thwip home, and she tosses her keys to who can drive better. She trusts Penny with this. She'll throw her keys to Penny. It has like a cute little honeycomb keychain on it. And she says, "Don't scratch the paint."
Thanks. Can you hold on?
I've been doing that since the start of this whole thing.
Okay.
Yes, I can hold on.
We ride back.
Take off on a motorcycle. Vivi's gotten so trusting. Giving out swords and motorcycles. Real character.
Especially
growth.
to Penny.
Maybe it's timeline bleed over. Maybe it's character growth. Maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? We're going to.
Maybe it's the brain damage.
Maybe it's the brain damage. We're going to take a break here. So thanks everyone out there for watching. We will be back here in a few minutes. By a few minutes, I mean anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes usually. So we're trying to get better about that with breaks. So we'll be back very shortly. So stay tuned and we will see you all very soon. Bye. Welcome back, Internet, and thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are going to go ahead and jump right back into our game. So, where we left off, Piper is racing down the strip with Sally to go on a little info gathering drink date, and the rest of you are heading back to the Isa estate. So I think what I want to do, so it's not too much of one specific scene. Let's do a little bit of what Fang, Penny, Vivi, three of you are doing. We'll go back to Piper, get that started, then we can kind of jump back and forth as we need to. So, assuming that Piper, this might be the rest of Piper's evening.
I mean, if it goes according to plan.
Okay, perfect. So
It's just so out of sight, out of mind. Like, Moxie's dying in a coma.
Moxie's dying in a coma, so it means I don't have a shot with Moxie right now. So
Somebody else already took a shot at her. Am I right?
I'll take a stab at her.
I'm mad at myself now.
I don't like her, but she's family, so stop it.
That's what you said when I tried to date her.
It's true.
Okay, so y'all arrive back at the Isa Manor. All the lights are off. It's pretty late right now. I don't think anybody is still up or has heard much of the news of what happened tonight, other than Vic. And he's currently busy with things going on. So, what do the three of you want to get up to? I know Penny's doing some research on a sword.
Feng's rooting around the house for a first aid kit.
You right?
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll patch up Feng first. That seems like a priority.
Yeah. Do you actually have any like consequences that you want to try to deal with your right now?
The only real consequence I have is shaken faith, which is a mental thing.
Yeah. So as long as basically for consequences is you just have to frame kind of a scene or something you are doing either yourself or that somebody else is helping you with to handle the consequence. We figure out what stat it's going to be to heal it, and then you roll. The difficulty is the number of the consequence. So I think a mild is 2, moderate is 4, severe is 6. So that's how consequences work. So it's very narrative, very loose. So
Okay.
If you're looking to set up a scene to heal that, we could do that now. If you want to hold on to it for a bit, you can do that as well.
I'll lay down the
It can
framework.
help.
Yeah. I think Fang's just in the living room. First aid kit's in front of him. The blackened scales that run along his arms and hands have not dissipated at all.
Is that new?
Yeah, everything is kind of new. Usually it after an event's over, it kind of goes away.
Well, could it maybe be your anima trying to help?
Maybe. When I was
What's wrong?
up in the apartment trying to get down, I kind of felt something break inside, like mentally, not like bones.
Have you tried to talk to Tortoise?
Still a little nervous about that. When I was fighting that phantom, I don't know what they did, but I just got this image of the 4 emperors turning on me, and shit's kind of gone south after that.
That sounds really scary, but you know that would never happen, right?
Penny, I don't know a lot of things about what's going on. I've been kind of just going with the flow in most cases.
Penny sits down, picks up his arm that's still all scaled. It can be weird. But the one thing you always have to have some faith in is that your anima's gonna have your back.
Omega pops up behind her. Friend.
Yeah, buddy. See?
Yeah, I'll give him a chat later on.
I think you should give him a chat right now.
It's a lot easier when no one's looking.
I'm not even here. And she just like starts patching up his side.
Fang just closes his eyes, leans back. Hey.
Yes,
Sorta.
Fang!
Ah, Jesus Christ.
That scared me.
I also had my volume up.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's great.
Again, yeah, Feng just jerks. Jesus Christ.
You seek our counsel once again.
Yeah. When I was fighting that phantom,
Yes,
showed
you
me-
fought boldly.
Thanks, I think. You have my back, right?
Look upon your arms. You see my mark upon you. I have clothed you in the same armor that clothes me.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. It's just when I really try, things kind of go out of hand. So, controlling this power is tough. I don't think I can do it.
I think that is a wisdom that not many carry. You do have the strength, Feng. But with strength must come restraint. But mark my words, there will come a day where you will not hold back.
Threatening, but oddly comforting. Thanks. Cracks an eye open to Penny. Other hand thumbs up.
Was totally listening, but then just jumps back to just wrapping things up. So how'd it go?
Yeah. Well, I think they threatened me, but like in a nice way.
I can see that.
Yeah. Thanks, Penny.
Yeah. I'm not good with people most of the time, but I'm good with anima.
He gives her a confused look. Well, you talk to Vivi, Piper, and I fine enough.
You all don't count.
Why not?
Like you're not like people.
Are you gonna say something cheesy like we're your friends?
No.
We're not friends? Ow!
No,
Ow!
of course we're friends. How could you think that? I mean, shut up.
Small chuckle. He'll just
Brushy,
lean
brushy,
back and
brushy.
let Penny work.
So I think we can start the recovery process there. So I take that as like Penny doing a rapport, kind of, unless there's some other way, Penny, you wanted to frame that, because it seems like Penny was the instigator for this recovery. Because what I will say, so I did pull up the rules to make sure. If Feng tries to recover on his own, the difficulty is 2 higher than what's listed. If somebody helps Feng, it's the number that's listed. I think you have a moderate, right? Or a mild?
It's moderate.
Moderate. So difficulty is a 4. If Feng tries to do it, it's a 6.
I have nothing in rapport
Do you
at
have
all.
empathy?
Empathy could probably work.
Nope.
Provoke.
What about You know what I'll also give you here? Lore, if you have that.
I do have lore.
Because
I know about the connection between Anima and their users. Yeah.
I give you that as well.
Cool.
Okay, so you got to roll higher than 4.
Okay. Woo! Oh, okay. I rolled a 4, and then plus my lore, which is good. That's a 7.
You succeed. Okay.
Hot damn.
So since you succeeded, Feng, you get to essentially mark that it's in recovery. You can either change the name of it or something to mark that it's in recovery. And you have to wait 1 whole session after the recovery action. So by the end of our next session, you can get rid of it. I think Vivi did the same thing with the one that Vivi has and has to wait till the end of the scenario to get rid of it. So I'm trying to decide when that's going to be. Kind of how many weeks has it been at this point that we've actually played? I feel like it's only been like 2.
2 sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have something in mind for at what point that we'll get rid of, but we'll see when we get there. I also don't want it to just hang out forever.
I think you're also allowed to like rename it to like show that it's on the mend and that it's going to recover eventually.
Yeah.
I think that I changed mine to evidently that was a head wound.
I like it. And yeah, Fang, you can change the name of yours if you want. You can leave it the same. It doesn't matter. Just something to mark that it's in recovery.
Right in the feels.
Okay. All right. Let's jump away to the date. Do a little bit of that, and we'll come back to the estate.
Let's kill.
I mean, if
5
we
guys
just want to
tonight.
stay in that for the remainder, I mean, that's cool too. What?
Let's see how it goes. So Piper,
Yes.
you follow weaving through traffic on your motorcycle with Sally down the road a little ways until she pulls off the main strip down a little ways longer to a bar. Kind of like a hole in the wall sort of place. Probably not the typical place that Piper would go to. We're not talking like Roadhouse biker bar by any means, but more of like a local haunt, kind of old brick building, not very well lit, not a place that any tourists would really come by. She pulls up into the parking lot here and gets out as you pull up and kick off your motorcycle and take off your helmet. Says, "You're pretty good on that."
Thanks. Takes practice.
I thought I might lose you. Oh, well, I tried, but just wanted to see if you could keep up.
I'm used to being underestimated.
I don't think by the number of billboards I've seen with your face on it around town that anyone's underestimating you.
I was wondering when you were going to ask about that.
Yeah, I'm not completely blind.
No, it's just usually the first thing people say.
Oh. Call me unexpected then. Drink? I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Pushes in the doors, and there's like a small crowd in here. Not very many, like 4 or 5 at the bar watching a game on the TVs behind the counter. There's a few tables with people sitting at, having a drink, a little bit of food, most of it fried, looking like typical kind of bar food. And as she walks past, Sally waves to the bartender, who gives a nod. And she said, and Sally says, "2 of the usual. What do you want?"
Oh, whatever.
something colorful, and turns to the booth over near the corner, and the bartender comes a little while later with your drinks, and Sally begins to put in an order for some food as well. She's like, all right, the fries, and really tell him to lay off the grease. Like, he really overdid it the last time. I know he gives a heavy hand with it, but seriously, my cholesterol can't take it. Can you also get us, do you want anything? They got like sweet potato fries, chicken. It makes a BLT. It's pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
But I've never had one that they kind of all taste the same. Anyway, okay, yeah, BLT. Make the 2 and the fries. And the bartender takes the order and leaves. So, pop star vigilante?
Singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter, vigilante. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because unless I don't know much about the music industry, which I really don't, didn't think it was that common for singer-songwriters to fight off hordes of otherworldly abominations.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe. So what? You do it for the adrenaline rush? Someone paying you?
God, no. Maybe a little adrenaline. Mostly because no one else is doing it.
I mean, there's lots of people doing it.
Well, apparently you need a few more.
Maybe. Y'all seemed really hung up about the AIM thing.
Yeah. Well, Penny gets really hung up on things and it starts to affect the rest of us, I think. We spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, she seems like stubborn.
That's a nice word for it.
Yeah. I mean, again, the search and seizure sort of thing. I get it. It's not gonna win any friends and favors and stuff, but we are just doing a job.
Yeah, you don't have to destroy people's livelihoods to do it.
Fair.
Plus, Feng's
So-
grandma is basically the only one I have, so.
Well, hopefully we can get that all sorted out. So what is the deal? So you and your friends are just trying to keep the strip safe?
Pretty much.
But no compensation, no retirement plan.
No. Why is it so weird to you?
I just don't really see the point in doing something unless there's something in it for you.
Some people do things for the love of the job.
It's kind of a fucked up job to love.
I didn't say I loved it. But there's a lot of weird shit going on around here, and we're kind of in the middle of it. Can't really just dip out.
What if you could? Leave it to professionals to deal with.
Are you saying I'm not professional?
I think you're professional within certain parameters. Again, like the performance stuff, the stage and singing. It's not really my style of music. I can't say I could really name any of your songs off the top of my head, but clearly doing very well there. Why risk all of that for this?
Does your job really pay that well?
Yeah, it does.
I'm a little surprised, actually.
Well, there aren't many people out there that can do the sort of things that we do.
There's probably more than you think.
Maybe, but from my experience so far, most people in your position with anima aren't using them like y'all are. Most people use them to take advantage of other people because they can't see them, because they don't understand them. And they hurt people and they cause a whole big mess.
And what do you do with those people?
I mean, what you do with any criminal. Arrest them, lock them up, make sure they don't hurt anybody else.
Nothing past that?
I'm not an assassin, if that's what you're asking.
No, I'm asking if you just leave them locked up forever.
Depends on what they did, what they're sentenced to. Some go on house arrest, essentially put in dampening bracelets, and there's sorts of tech stuff. I'm not really a science nerd, but they get to keep living out their lives, but their powers are monitored. We register them, make sure they keep their parole, essentially.
Not really a rehabilitation situation, then.
I mean, as much as possible, we don't really understand enough about these powers and how they work to really rehabilitate somebody on how to use them properly. Because the problem is that the only people that really have those answers aren't really willing to cooperate.
Yeah, well, it's hard to cooperate with people who just show up and empty out entire antique stores with no explanation.
Again, we don't know who it is that's buying and selling this stuff. And when we get a tip, yeah, we tend to take a lot of extra precautions, which unfortunately, yeah, probably came off a little bit too extreme for an old lady trying to make a living providing nice people like you with ways to help yourselves. But the only reason we got that tip in the first place is because some of the things that she'd been selling made their way into the wrong hands. We don't just do this stuff for no reason.
You ought to hire some better PR people.
We don't really have a PR department. It's not like
Well, there's your problem.
government shadow agencies don't typically broadcast or identify themselves that way.
They hand out business cards, though, to nice
Okay.
people like me.
And at that point, the food is brought over, and 2 BLTs and a plate of fries are placed between the two of you. And Sally looks down, gives a nod to the server, and looks at the food and says, maybe we just eat for a bit, chat, small talk, and talk about this kind of stuff after.
Sure, I love talking about myself.
Good. You start then. And she starts to eat while you start talking. We're going to cut away from that scene for a bit. We can come back for some sharing and all that.
We come back, they're just macking down on each other in the booth. It's going to be great.
back at the ranch. Penny and Vivi, what are the two of you doing?
They're just macking down on each other in the booth. Great.
Ayo. That's in a couple of sessions, not this one though. We gotta lead up to that. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I guess
We're gonna break Wings.
I'm sorry, Wings.
It's great. I'm having a fun time.
Like I don't know if they have this sort of equipment at the compound, or if she can just look up something similar in their archives, but just trying to do any sort of research on the blade.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can do some research and see if there's anything that matches descriptions. Without having to get into any like CSI kind of scanning bullshit. You can do a little bit of research that way. Okay. So yeah, I think this would be lore or investigate.
Yeah, let's go with lore. Plus, minus, null. Null. So my lore is a 3. God damn it.
Okay.
So 3.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it is good on the ladder. I had to double check. So with a 3, you go through the archives a bit, looking through different. I mean, I think you start with swords and anything that's been cataloged: swords, knives, blades, anything along those lines. Look through them. Ends up being kind of a bust. Not really find anything that specifically kind of relates to this. It's a lot of people back in the old days that would use swords, and most of the stuff that you have in the catalogs in the database is just like this old sword that this warrior who used to work for the Knights of Family or this used to have, and like that's kept. It doesn't have any like special properties or anything. You instead pivot into looking at different metals, trying to see what the sword's made out of, because the sword is actually pretty interesting. It is one solid piece of metal, tip to tip, and it essentially has this like tapering effect. It's essentially like the same width and about length of like a katana, or maybe like slightly shorter. I forget what the name of the shorter version of the katana is. But yeah, so it has the grip of it and the handle of it is obviously not bladed, and that's tapers off into this like perfect smooth blade. Again, all one perfect like piece of metal. The handle is actually grooved to have it also made out of metal, but have like grips on it, like where fingers would, your hands would fit. But it's not exactly like the most comfortable thing to hold. It looks like it was like specifically made for one specific person's hands, and you can wield it. Somebody else could use it. It's just, I mean, it looks like somebody like essentially left their handprints on the blade. So otherwise, it's all, I mean, there's no really markings or like runes or anything on it, anything like that. But the one thing you do notice is that when the blade catches the light in just the right way, it has a sort of bluish, purplish sheen to it.
Similar to Moxie's eyes?
No, not really similar to that. I mean, other than the fact that her eyes do have some flecks of like blue and purple in it, but I mean, I wouldn't give an immediate comparison there. It's not like the starry effect or anything, but it at least gives you something to go off of as far as identifying this metal. So you go through the research, look at it, and you do realize that you have that there are other mentions of metallic objects within the ISA archives that have this similar effect that are classified. The same silver looking metal that has a sort of bluish sheen to it. And there are a number of items that that this metal has been made out of, but the commonality between all of them that they're used for is essentially a transference or a like focus of psychic or anima powers. So it can be used as sort of like a conduit, through the metal, through the blade. Or through the device made out of this metal. In this case, you would imagine that this blade was made for the specific purpose of transferring the powers of the phantom or the anima user that's wielding it through the blade.
Oh, I just had the gnarliest of thoughts. Penny being able to like shank somebody with this and then be like, let's turn back time completely to when before you existed. Disappear. Anyway. That thought races through her mind before she throws that away.
I thought you were gonna say like, the evil paladin thing where you just like stab somebody, turn back time to before you stabbed them so that you could stab them again.
There are some, and I will say that, based on your research, does not seem outside of the realm of possibility. Maybe not to extreme, but you could, like, the effects of this metal when it's being used for different things, it really depends on the user and, like, who's doing it. I'll go into the meta commentary of this and kind of tell, like, my envisioning for this, because there aren't really items in Fate. They don't really do a lot and stuff like that. So in this very specific circumstance, the way that this item sort of works is if you are utilizing it for your anima powers or through it and making an appropriate roll for that, whether it be fight or, probably fight's probably the closest thing that you're going to do with like a sword. But who knows? Y'all come up with crazy shit all the time. You get to add an additional +1. And in narrative terms, we get to flavor this as like a heightening of your powers using the blade. But again, it's not just like I'm holding the sword, so now I'm really good at everything I do. You have to be using the sword for whatever it is you're trying to do. So stabbing, slashing, cutting. It's that's the gist of it. I'm not going to say like you get really Piper can take it and is really good at negotiating now that she's holding the sword.
It's the +1 sword of anima.
I feel like it depends on how she's holding the sword.
Okay, I guess if you're threatening
She
people
threatens
with the sword,
somebody with
all
it.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would allow that. If she threatens somebody with the sword, that could be allowed. But I'm also saying only one person can use it per scene. So like, can't pass it to somebody else and have them use it. I'm not
That would
gonna play
also
hot
be
potato
very
with the
cool.
sword.
Be in the middle of a fight, we just keep on throwing the sword back and forth.
Yeah, and my justification for that is I think the way that the metal kind of works and the transferring to it is there's almost like an attunement process to it. Like, it begins to resonate with the specific psionic and psychic energies that animas are manifested through, and it
Like, as
takes a
you're
while for that
holding
resonation.
it like molds to your hand.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Dope. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Mhm.
We'll bring that info back to, I guess, whoever is still around. Feng. Vivi.
I did just have the idea though for Vivi using it, is having it be like Bleach, the guy whose sword turns into rose petals, except it's just bees.
It's our own
Beast
personal
Award.
bunkai.
Yeah, it's like just Bankai drops it and the sword just turns into bees.
It lives in the hammer space that is her bees. Nobody gets to steal this except for me.
You can name the sword the Stinger.
Ah.
That's really cool.
That's really good.
God, now I just want to run a Bleach game. Damn it.
We have to finish the JoJo's first.
Okay. Next season's star power is going to be Bleach inspired. And it's gonna have
You
magic
mean to tell me I
swords.
could be a Quincy? Amazing.
In the meantime, Vivi's
Mhm.
been Googling AIM to see if anything comes up.
Okay.
And then, like, if and when that doesn't turn up anything, she's literally just going to start trying to hack them.
I mean, you would get like the instant messenger.
True.
That's why they named it that, is the crossover with the SEO for that is like it's gonna throw off all like search engine algorithms. Now, yeah, we can do that. Investigate, I guess, is the closest thing.
Alrighty. Let me just double check my stunts and see if there's anything. I mean, not that I can use them. I'm out of fate. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. That's okay. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and roll it flat. My investigate isn't terrible. It's at least on my list. I got a 1.
1. Okay. I think with that, so this is your initial research roll, investigate. If we're doing like hacking stuff, then we'll get into like burglary. But as you try to just do basic searches, doesn't come up with a lot. I think we have done one search before. You guys did a little bit of research in AIM and you pulled up some articles, and that's when you learned that Senator Constantine
Yeah.
is the backer for the funding of, like, sponsored the bill that led to the creation of this organization and is sort of the chairperson of it. So you pull up a little bit on that. There are a couple of like government watchdog kind of conspiracy journal sort of stuff that comes up about AIM. A lot of people that are asking questions like, what is this agency even for? What are our tax dollars going to? There's almost nothing on it other than they handle like information security and management, just very generally. Like they handle like it's certain aspects of homeland security. They kind of loosely fall under that department's purview.
There's definitely like one guy who's all like, these are the guys that are turning birds into security cameras.
Yeah, essentially that sort of stuff. A lot of them is very out there theories. I don't think you find anybody that's actually like Anima, Phantom. You don't find anything in a cross reference there. It seems like either nobody's put that together and anybody who's put that together hasn't put anything online, or that stuff has been pretty well scrubbed from the internet. So yeah, that's all you find. And if you go on their like website, it's got the logo, it's got the AIM, it's got some like very stock photos of government like agents in suits and stuff, like smiling or walking on a campus and something. It's like super generic. Like
Have
if you
they got a
went on
contact page?
yeah, I think there would be a contact page with like a few phone numbers on it if you need to like.
All right. Just for the sake of a neat little scene, let's say that there's like a form fillable thing that'll send to like a generic email of some sort. And she goes to that and she like, sort of hovers over it for a second and she's all like, let's give it a shot. And so she like starts typing an email. And I think that she just sort of zones out for a little bit. And then after she finishes, she like goes back to read it. And it's just like she's done a report on like her group as though she's like an agent, like a double agent, like reporting back to them. And she's like, what the fuck? She like deletes it and then just like shuts the laptop. And that would be just the moment when Penny walked in with the sword and like the news that it's super cool.
So this is super cool. What are you doing?
Research.
Oh, we could have done research with me. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, but I was researching something else.
Okay.
Does it not concern you that there are now anima police? Or that there
Um,
were anima police to begin with? I thought
mean, we-
you were the anima police.
No. No, we're more anima. I don't know. Like dog catchers? I got nothing.
Yeah, like for profit.
No. Just if people get like out of line, you know? I mean, basically, if you just stay off of radar and don't, pop up anywhere doing stuff, getting yourself noticed by the general population, then, we're not going to bother you. People just go about their lives and, I don't know, use their anima to go fishing or something. We're not going to bug them.
Fishing, right? Yeah. Okay. What about the sword?
Oh, yeah. The metal's actually really interesting. It helps act as like a conduit for animal powers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, honestly, if I could use it, but it seems like it could be something helpful.
She like grabs it and sort of like examines it, and just sort of muses to herself out loud, like, wonder how much it would go for.
You're not selling it.
Oh, no, I'm gonna keep this for my personal collection.
Good.
She'll just like slide it into her belt loop.
So, unfortunately, though, that does kind of rule out that particular phantom used that the sword did that to Moxie. It's
Right.
more they used the sword to use their power to do that to Moxie.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Where's Feng? Feng!
There's just a gopher head boop, from a couch nearby. What?
So like the obvious solution here is that the sword didn't hurt Moxie. It was the phantom that hurt Moxie. Ergo, we catch the phantom and then we examine the phantom.
You want to autopsy a phantom?
Autopsy, vivisection, whatever works.
It seems like it's easy enough. I mean, I've read all about it.
That is super bleak.
I mean, the alternative is that Moxie is broken forever.
Look, we
Bleak
have
it
to get rid of
is.
the phantom anyway because they're hurting people. So why shouldn't we learn more about it after we get rid of it?
It's super evil.
It really is.
You're muted.
Feng slowly like lowers himself back down onto the couch, and then there's a thumb that comes up.
You're a trooper,
that's-
Fang.
Well, we can talk about it later. It's okay.
Anything you need from me, Penny?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Just, I'm just gonna go, check in on Moxie and, I guess we'll see if Piper gets any useful information.
Right.
Other than like Sally's process or something.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you gonna do about the AIM thing?
Well, we kind of have a policy for that, and that policy is we don't fuck with that, like at all.
Great. Just checking. It really is such a good thing that we are such good friends, because in another time, I would have thought that maybe you would turn me into them.
What? Why?
Thief.
Look, what we do when people are misusing their anima power is we stop them from hurting people, and then we just keep an eye on them and make sure they don't do it again. We're not gonna like lock you up. This
Sounds
is-
a lot, actually.
Yeah, whatever this AIM group is doing, what gives them the right to do that?
Government backing. Government backing.
I think Vivi just gives her sort of like a proud look, like, huh, like didn't expect that from you. I thought you were like a fuddy-duddy.
I don't even know if I know what that means, but I resent it.
Or do you resemble it?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on Moxie now.
Great. If you need anything, I'll be on the roof.
Okay.
She walks away, just sort of swinging the sword, like haphazardly, like doo 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 doo.
Soft snoring from the couch.
Just imagine, like, Vic comes very nervously around a corner as Vivi has walked past, like, swinging a sword. And just looks back to Penny, looks at the door that Vivi just went through. I'm going to bed. Turns back around.
Can I?
Okay. Let's get back to Date Town. I imagine we cut back to a scene where sandwiches half are almost finished being eaten. I mean, Sally's destroyed hers. I don't know what Piper's eating habits are like. Yeah, so I think Sally's, there's also a couple empty drinks. Sally's been sticking with, had like a cocktail at first, and then like it was like scotch or whiskey or something, some sort of dark liquor, and has moved to beer now. And has like a fry that sort of like gesturing with as we cut back in mid conversation. So what's it like?
What?
Having an anima. Like, how does that work? Did you just like, were you just born with it?
You don't have one?
No.
Huh. I guess I just assumed.
Oh, I mean, we've got... No, I don't have an anima. Contacts help seeing them.
Right.
And I've got these, and it sets on the table a set of, like, essentially knuckle dusters that were holstered under her jacket. And you can see that they have some, like, looks like almost like runic engravings or something on that, and they're made from a sort of silvery looking metal.
So you're just like a wizard, then?
No, not a wizard. No, not that Harry Potter bullshit.
Ew, no.
I was given these as part of my training.
Hot.
Thanks.
Cool.
So the knuckles help me hit them. Contacts help me see them. Claudia's the same way. She's got the contacts. Obviously, she doesn't have an anima. And then the gun was R&D. She's a crack shot, really. It's honestly very scary. She could be probably 2 miles away from here and still kill me.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, I hate guns. But she's good with it. So.
Well, good thing she's on your team.
Yeah. Yeah. So. But we've been working together since, partners, all that. But yeah, the anima thing, I don't really get. Like, how does that work? Did you just wake up one day and I don't even know what yours does or how that works?
He's really loud. Yeah, Vega, he, I don't know, I guess is mostly like sound amplification kind of deal. I'm loud, he makes it louder.
Is that common that like anima are similar to the personalities of the people that use them?
I don't know.
There's a lot of theories and stuff we have at the office for how this stuff works, but
I don't really know. I mean, the people that I know, I feel like their animus fit them kind of perfectly. But it could just be because I know them. So.
fair. Can I
Yeah.
see it?
Vega?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bud. I'll manifest him.
Just start singing Barry White.
Oh, come on. He thinks he's funny.
Let's get it on.
Really?
It's very
Is that
funny.
the only one you know?
Stops, like, blue screens for a second as Sid looks up another Barry White song.
He thinks he's hysterical.
So, like, it has a personality. Like, you don't control everything that it does.
No. We're a team. Basically.
Huh. I know that.
Most of them are. Some more aggressively than others. But yeah, we're buds.
That's cool. I mean, like I said, most of the time when I've been dealing with people that are using these, I don't really have the chance to stop and chat with them. Either we're dealing with phantoms and those fuckers don't talk, or we're dealing with bad anime users, I guess you call them.
Sure.
So,
Villains.
sure. Yeah, that's interesting.
He's pretty cool. Can be
So it
kind of
looks like a
scary the
robot.
first time.
Yeah, first time I saw one, that was rough.
Yeah, imagine realizing it's coming from you. On a stage. In front of thousands of people.
Yeah. Yikes.
He likes to make a scene.
Well, at least regular people can't see them, so it makes it easier, right?
Yeah.
He's now
first-
jumped into Can't Get Enough of Your Love.
Dude.
It's like a jukebox, really.
Yeah, except one that's malfunctioning and I have no control over. With its own music taste.
Do you know any bluegrass?
Freezes while Sid looks up a good bluegrass love song.
He'll get there. Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. Especially when you don't know that everyone else can't see them.
Shady Grove.
There you go.
You never sing any
So
of my
I-
songs.
Wouldn't that be
Immediately
weird?
jumps into like the dance party mix of one of Piper's greatest hits.
Okay.
And then there's a resonation effect between the two of them, and both their heads explode. That's why he never sang it. Um,
Plus, even if I'm not manifesting him, he's always there. Somewhere. You know?
always there.
Well, I mean, in theory. I just,
So you
you know.
can't get any, like, privacy?
Well, I mean, technically. He just shows up
Like-
whenever I need him to, but it's both good and bad, kind of knowing I can basically snap and he'll be there.
But so, like, if you wanted to be, like, alone, you could.
Yeah, I guess.
What if you, wanted to be alone tonight? With someone else?
That's not alone.
Do I have to spell it out? This part is always really awkward.
I feel like it's awkward because you're making it awkward.
I'm good at that.
You have beer at your place? I'm tired of staying at Penny's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons.
Okay.
Cool.
Might actually be nice to get away from those weirdos for a little bit.
Well, you want to finish our drinks, or should we go?
Yeah, this is actually really good.
All right.
Pretty sure the glass hadn't been washed in like 3 weeks, but
Yeah, I don't think they own any
protein.
laundry or dish detergent here. Health and safety hasn't really been around in a while. Well, why don't you finish your drink? Tell me a little bit more about this team of yours. And we
Not
can
much to
say
tell.
we wanna- okay. Unless there's any other conversations you want to have. She's been asking a lot of questions. I don't know if Piper had any questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, I mean, your job pays really well, obviously. Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Why? Because you like hitting things, or I guess hitting weird interdimensional ghosts is better than other people.
It's a bit personal.
Oh yeah?
I was attacked by a phantom when I was a kid. I was living with my uncle at the time. He didn't make it.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Messed me up. Spent a few years in a facility because you tell people that your uncle was ripped apart by an invisible monster.
Yeah, they don't tend to believe you.
Yeah. Eventually, I convinced myself that I was, well, I managed to convince everyone else that I had made it up or I was better. But I knew what I saw, so I went looking for it.
And what, found aim?
Yeah. Well, found L. L led me to aim. And that's the long and the short of it. A lot of people within this group have a similar background. You don't really end up in a monster hunting government organization unless you got a backstory.
So you guys are less superheroes and more like Dungeons and Dragons.
But cooler.
What's wrong with Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know. It's a little mainstream for me.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Anyway, super cheery story, I know.
That's all right. It's nice to talk to people outside of the inner circle who, I don't know, get it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that this is my favorite thing in the world to do. I enjoy my time off. But it's personal, and if it keeps other people from getting hurt, then that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Would AIM really want to recruit us?
Yeah. We have a couple anima users within our organization. Not many, though. It's hard to recruit. Always looking for people to help, but I don't know. There's this, I guess you might say bad blood, I guess. Apparently, there is an organization of anima users that do something similar to what we do.
Really?
Yeah. Except they're unregulated, and they leave a big mess wherever they go.
They got a name or...
The only thing that I know is that it's based on some sort of family. It's not a common last name. I don't remember what it was. But it's nothing official. I don't think they really have a name, but most of the people that we run into who are doing good are part of this group, and they're not really interested in helping us.
Well, sounds like they're helping you in their own way.
Yeah, until they use their powers to bring down a building to kill a phantom and leave dozens of people without homes or injured or...
And AIM's never
I
left
just think-
collateral damage.
Have we left collateral damage? Yeah. But we have to take responsibility for it. Because those people could be our families, our friends, us. We know what it's like to not have these abilities and to live blind to all of this stuff that's going on. I take out these contacts at the end of the day, and I'm no different from that guy at the bar over there.
I think you're a little different.
But I just think when you've had this kind of power, the powers that you have, you just stop seeing the people that are affected by the cars being destroyed and the condominiums coming down and stuff.
I
At
think
least
the owners
you
of the
all-
Tesla will be okay.
Well, you all did good today and fixed that. Most people don't. They just run away from it. Did you hear about what happened at the strip just like 2 weeks ago? There was like half a hotel blew up.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. And we're pretty sure that that was anima involved, but investigation didn't really go anywhere and we never found out who was responsible. But most of the time they just walk away from what's going on without thinking about helping the people that they left behind. We have that accountability. That's what our organization's based off of. And what we want is the people that do this sort of stuff to have that same accountability.
Have you ever tried telling any of them that?
Yeah. Most don't even let us get the first couple sentences out before
The
they leave.
accountability and the red tape and the sunglasses and about the people.
Maybe I'll try that next time. I don't know. Did it work now? You don't have to answer that. I don't expect a decision. I kind of wanted this whole thing to be separate from all of that.
When you meet on the job.
Yeah.
Tell you what. I'll think about it. I'll think about some other things. We can talk about it tomorrow.
So you not still want to go back, or you're just saying in the morning tomorrow?
In the morning tomorrow. I'm staying over.
Okay. Should I drive?
Yeah, I've had like 3 cocktails.
Yeah. Check. That's what end that scene. Back at the house. Anything anybody wants to do?
Check in on Moxie.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Penny, you want to go upstairs and check on Moxie?
Yeah. See if there's any changes.
One second. Yeah, okay. So you go upstairs to Moxie's room and come into this room that's been kind of retrofitted into sort of a hospital suite for Moxie. Still lying in the bed. Doesn't seem like she's moved. Bed sheets seem fresh. Nurse has probably been in here, but otherwise, no changes. Vitals still being monitored. Everything looks pretty normal. You walk up to the side of her bed. She looks clean, obviously. Face scrubbed of any makeup, not that she really wore much, and hair kind of pulled back. Not wearing the sunglasses. I mean, she looks much more normal, just lying there unconscious, than she does as sort of the imposing, sort of eccentric figure that she was usually around the house.
And bed for a while.
As you're sitting there for a little bit, there's a knock on the door frame leading into the room, and your dad is standing there.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Penny. How's she doing?
A little more of the same.
He steps into the room. How are you doing?
Fine.
You sure?
Still trying to figure out how to get her fixed up, but, you know, we have some bleeds. We're working on it.
I want to go to my office.
Right now?
I think we have a little bit we need to talk about.
Kind of shoots a little look at Moxie like, now would be a great time to wake up. No? Okay. Stands. Make sure she's comfy and just awkwardly follows behind her dad.
He leads back to the office. Once you walk in, closes the door, goes and sits at his desk. Just for you to sit as well. I think he hits the button, the computer monitor facing him. He hits the button to turn it on, but doesn't really look at it and says, "What happened tonight?"
I don't really know all the particulars, but something opened, I don't know, a portal, and just a bunch of phantoms just started pouring out of it. I did the best I could to just fix it up and, you know, toss him back in.
Was there a reason you were there?
We gotten word about a possible lead.
Lead on what?
On the phantom that attacked Moxie.
I'm assuming you got away.
Yeah.
Penny, what aren't you telling me?
Nothing, Dad.
I'm not asking because I'm your boss or as a member of the family or as your dad. I'm worried. There's a lot going on. Why Moxie is here. What you all been doing, the things you've been looking into has me concerned.
That's a lot, Dad. But we'll take care of it. I promise.
Leans back in his chair. I feel like you don't trust me anymore.
It's not that, Dad. Look, I'm not a little kid anymore. And if I'm gonna be taking this over one day, then at some point, you have to just let me make my own mistakes and figure this out.
Okay. You're right. You're not a kid anymore. You're in charge when I'm gone. I don't plan on that being anytime soon, but one day you'll inherit all of this. Responsibilities, the burdens, the decisions that we've had to make to keep our family alive. I need to show you something. Follow me. And he stands up in his chair, turns around. Doesn't go towards the door though. Instead, he steps to the briefcase behind him. And you see him touch his thumb to a section of the wood on the briefcase, and there's this like ringing noise, and the whole briefcase sort of shifts in and then to the side, revealing a small elevator. Come on.
We might want to update the blueprints. Okay.
I've specifically made sure that this stays off of them. Come on. It's safe.
Follows.
You step in to the elevator, and he hits that closes, He hits a button. There's only 2 buttons on the elevator. Hits the lower one. And as he does, the elevator begins to descend very fast. Like you feel that dropping sensation, and then it keeps going and going and going. I mean, you're guessing probably a couple hundred feet, until finally it kind of evens out, stops. There's the ding, and the elevator doors open to a small hallway, white paneled walls, on the other side of which is a silver door, and there is a like a camera mount like above the door. He steps up to it, and there's like this scan that passes, and there's a voice that comes up and says, "Identification. Paul Isa. Access granted." And the doors open up.
The end of mode thing. The thing pops down with the gun and points it at Penny.
Yeah.
And guest.
And guest. The doors open, and what you see in front of you is a very dark room and a walkway with small lights on the edge of it. As he walks through, he says, "Penny, there's a lot to our family and its history that I don't think you or anyone else knows. And that's for good reason, to keep us safe. My mother took me here when I was about your age and explained some things to me. And I feel like I need to do the same now." And as he steps towards the end of this platform, there's a pedestal, and he places his hand on the pedestal, and this like readout display comes up, and at that same time, lights around the room begin to open up, illuminating at the very center of it a massive golden obelisk. And he turns around to look at you and says, "This, Penny, is the heart of the Isa family." And it's about time I explain to you what that is. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. Dun dun dun.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
What
no,
was
I
the
can't.
pun?
What was the pun?
Oh. Okay, let's
Did you
end the
bail on the
session.
pun?
Did you
No,
bail
I
on the
didn't.
pun?
It just didn't come up because I didn't have to roll anything. I had
Oh.
stuff prepared if y'all decided to fight Claudia and Sally.
Oh.
Because they're statted out. They have their stuff. So I'll talk about who they are and stuff for a second. I mean, obviously you know who they are. But so actually, I think I made Claudia's. I don't think I had time to make Sally's. But Claudia is a sharpshooter and stuff, so I gave her her high concept as a punky shooter.
Incredible.
And I laughed a lot.
Well
at
done.
that. Yeah.
Well done. For those of you that are a little bit younger in our audience, Punky Brewster was an old television show.
That has absolutely no connection to actual Punky Brewster other than the name. It was just funny. I was like, Punky something. She's a punk. She shoots things. Punky shooter. And I started giggling. And everybody here saw that before the stream, and I told them there was a pun incoming, and then it didn't come up actually during the game. But yeah, good session,
Good
y'all.
session. Very fun. Ah, 10 out of 10.
I appreciate. You know what? Y'all have never given me ratings after a session. I wish that y'all
Oh,
would,
hell
would
yeah!
do
10
that.
out of 10 would do again.
Hold on, let me go rate you 5 stars in the app.
Yeah, I need a Yelp review every time we have a session.
Yeah, get your fucking.
They don't get the right amount of tips unless we give them a good review. So you just gotta get a good
Get your
review in there.
fucking meow meow beans.
My meow meow beans. No, that is completely up to y'all's contribution in the session. I had very little to do with that. Good session to everyone around. I think we're gonna do a significant milestone this time. That is the middle tier.
Oh,
Where you
I
get
have-
a.
I've got
special-
something for this.
Ooh.
It might actually already be pinned in the Aura chat. Yeah, it is. If you look in the pinned tweets, I have the milestones.
Oh, yes, you did.
All together.
Oh, you're amazing.
Yeah. I could put that in the game too, but we can also leave it there because it's probably
it's
easier
in
to find it in
assets.
Discord.
Yep, because Fate tells you how to do that, but it's not very concise. So
No, it's not. There's a lot of words. But yeah, that's great. So yeah, y'all can reference that and that'll help figure out what you need to do. So I'll go and wrap us up. Does anybody have anything they want to plug or promote before we wrap up here today? Any streams?
Surprise stream for myself and one of my streaming partners, Ryan Ryoga. Tomorrow we're doing a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke Soul Link.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Tell me what a
I was-
Soul Link is.
What is a soul link?
We were just talking about these earlier.
A Pokemon Nuzlocke Soul Link is a regular Nuzlocke run, but you play with a second player. You go into a zone, you catch the first Pokemon there, and that is tied. So if I catch a Beedrill and he catches like a Bidoof, if that Beedrill dies, that
They
Bidoof
share
dies.
the same
They're so
life.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Savannah and I were just literally
Literally
right before the
earlier
game, 30 minutes
today, we
before,
were talking about
I was
doing one of
like,
these.
we should do a co-op Nuzlocke run. Like we should, and we were talking about doing that, and that's awesome. You also let us know how it goes. 'Cause that sounds very fun.
I hate it.
The
It's
same
metal.
the same rules apply. If you encounter that first Pokemon on the route and one person kills it, that Pokemon's dead.
Is dead.
So you
yeah.
cannot capture that Pokemon.
Oh my god.
I watched one where they did it, but it was also like it was a mod where they had randomly generating Pokemon.
We're gonna
one
do a
person would get, like,
randomizer as well.
Yeah, like a Rattata, and the other one gets like a Kyogre, and like one person just gets all the good Pokemon.
I mean,
Oh, that's so cool.
I did a test run of it, and my first 3 Pokemon were a Mew, a Ho-Oh, and a Spinarak. And I was just like,
That's wild.
Okay.
It's so silly.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Awesome. So yeah, tune in for that. What did you say it was tomorrow?
tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Cool. Anyone else have anything you wanna plug?
Tomorrow at 10 p.m. EST over in Indoor Adventures, we're gonna be playing Witchlight. My character fucking died,
Yeah.
so come and see how that shakes out.
Got 8 by an Ent.
Oh no.
Yeah, N8? 8
To be,
N?
to be fair, I went for the bait, so
I didn't know
And
ants were
eight.
carnivorous.
only if you hurt their babies.
Anything else?
Yeah, before that, tomorrow, come to twitch.tv/LBHackema for playing masks.
Ooh, yeah.
Play a cat girl.
Awesome.
What?
Sorry.
What?
I just realized I don't know where my ears are.
Yeah.
Oh
Need to find
no.
those. We're still unpacking. We'll get there eventually.
We're gonna be unpacking for the
cool.
rest of our lives.
Probably. Made a lot of progress the first weekend, and then have done nothing the last week.
Hey, you gotta rejuvenate. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to be it. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the continuation of our game here. Join us in the meantime. Like I said, our next stream, I believe, will be Monday. Normal spot for the Forgotten. I think we're just going to be playing some Wildermyth, so come join us at that. There at 8 o'clock Eastern time, I believe. And then the rest of our schedule after that this week should be normal. So stick around. But thank you, my lovely players, to make this game a joy to run as always, and leaving me just being totally unpredictable all the time, because that keeps me awake. And thank you to everyone out there for watching and engaging in the chat. We very much appreciate it. It keeps us going as well. So we will see everyone next time. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.